We will have a roll call of the members by the superintendent, followed by the reading of the school board prayer and the leading of the Pledge of Allegiance by Vice President Joshua Hebert.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Lewis,
Here.
Mr. Meyer, Mrs. Barra,
Here.
Ms. Boutin, Mr. Hebert,
Here.
Mr. Washington, Mrs. Hood,
Here.
Mrs. Arso,
Here.
Mrs. Dugas,
Here.
and Mr. Meyer. You have a quorum, Madam?
Yes, sir. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here tonight and for the children and the families we serve. Give us wisdom in our decisions and keep our hearts centered on what is best for them. Help us lead with integrity, compassion, and unity. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. To agenda. A, adoption of the agenda. I need a motion.
So move.
Moved by Ms. Orso.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hebert. All in favor? Any opposed? 3, consent agenda. A, approve minutes of March 4th, 2026 school board meeting and the adoption of the consent agenda.
Madam President, if also order, I move that we accept the consent agenda as printed.
Yes, sir. First by Ms. Orso and second by Mr. Lewis. All in favor?
Aye.
4, reports and recognition. A, receive administrative personnel report. We all have a copy of that in our folders. Moving on to B, recognize and honor members of the Labadie American Legion Post 284 and the Pierreport American Legion Landry Domain Post 328 for their service.
Thank you, Madam President. I think when we look at our freedoms and what we have here in the United States, we definitely can contribute a lot of that to our servicemen and women across our country. The men and women that have sacrificed their lives for our country, retired, currently living, and then also our active members. Also, this year, we're celebrating 250 years celebrating our independence of 250 years. It is extremely important that we recognize where we are, where we come from, where we are, and then also what we need to do to protect our future. So on behalf of Assumption Parish School Board, with all due respect, I want to say thank you to our men and women who are currently serving our country, who have served our country, and also in showing of our appreciation, we have our American Legion posts in our communities here tonight. So at this time, I would like to give them, as well as all of our men and women across the country, a round of applause. As a small token of appreciation, we do have appreciation certificates for you all, and we would like for any member that would like to speak, we definitely would like to hear from you. So at this time, we want to ask both posts to come forward. We're going to present these certificates, and each individual post can speak on behalf of our country or on behalf of your experiences. Come on up, we're going to take one big picture, and then we're going to take individual pictures, and then we'll allow each post to speak. Thank you. At this time, we're going to take individuals and take on with our Pierreport post and then move with our Labadie post. Let's do that Pierreport. Slide to the side a little bit, Pierre Paul, stay. All right.
Yeah, I didn't introduce themselves, I'm just saying. They're, private service, they served it. Mr. Lee, before they sit, could each of them introduce themselves and just, okay, and let them tell us what branch they served in? Thank you.
Introduce everybody, kind of talk a little bit about the post, we'd be more than glad to hear from you.
Who's the talker?
If you want to, you don't have to. Come on up, guys.
We thank y'all for being here for sure.
Right here, talk
Right
to us,
here
'cause we have a camera right here. Everybody at home is watching you right here through this camera.
Tell them all.
You're on TV.
That's right.
Thank y'all for this recognition. We're just simple guys. We're still serving God and country by service to our community, state, and nation. And we support the schools, the local cemeteries, the churches. Anybody who needs something from us, all they have to do is ask, and we'll be there to the best of our ability. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Absolutely.
Everybody to come now because I know they're going to get real busy as they get closer to 4th of July. So this is why we took the opportunity to acknowledge them now. So, and I know they did, because we've had conversations, they're like, I don't know what the date, I don't know, we're going to get, we have some engagement. So I said, come on over and we'll do a celebration and a recognition as soon as possible, because I know you all are constantly working and I know you're going to be called up on as you get closer to the 4th. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all for your service, and thank you all for the service to the kids in the parish. Because I mean, growing up, I remember you guys coming to the school and speaking to us for programs, and it's really great to see the kids talk to y'all and get interested and light up whenever they see you year after year to come and help support the kids. And thank y'all very much for coming into the schools. We see you all the time.
You just piggyback on what was already been said. This coming 4th of July, you talk about 250 years. That started out ever since we separated from British rule. And I can tell you, it's the men and women who don that uniform, like you, like myself, is the reason why this country is great. Hear me when I tell you this. No one man, no one party, no one political faction made this country great. It's the men and women who don that uniform. God bless you all. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so very much. Whew, okay. C, recognize and honor students for achieving perfect attendance for the second 9 weeks.
Where they at?
We have them, they're listed on our website, but I just want to make sure that we recognize our students because we encourage them to come to school every day. So it's extremely important to us, for us to recognize them. So we have a list of, a bunch of students. So I just wanted the parents to know that we appreciate them as well, because I know sometimes kids might not feel good and you still make sure they come to school. So they will be posted on our website. They are on our board agenda. I want to thank Mr. Love and Ms. Terry for getting this list together for us because we definitely need to recognize our students. So congratulations to all of our students for perfect attendance for the second 9 weeks. Thank you.
Sure wasn't me.
5, policies, procedures, and resolutions. A, adopt a resolution of sympathy for Ms. Judy Alvarez.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll read the resolution. Whereas we, the members of Assumption Parish School Board, have learned of the untimely death of Ms. Judy Alvarez, an outstanding employee and citizen of Assumption Parish, and whereby her devotion and loyalty, she had come to be recognized as a most valuable asset to the Assumption Parish family of public educators. And whereas Mrs. Alvarez served Assumption Parish School Board for 32 years. And whereas her life was a record of service and devotion to children, community, and family, her loss will be shared by all who cherish the education of the young, especially the young of Assumption Parish. Now therefore it be it resolved that the Assumption Parish School Board deeply regrets the untimely loss of a true friend and servant of public education and offers her family our deepest sympathy in a time of grief. Be it further resolved that a copy of this expression of sympathy is presented to the family with our deepest condolences. We would like the family to step forward, please. If you don't want to say anything to the board or community, you can, if you like. It's not a problem.
I do want to say thank you for being here because I know she would love that you guys came for this. She was quite a lady, always will be. Yes, ma'am. B, receive information on 2026-2027 Code of Conduct revisions.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks, sir.
For this year, we did meet to discuss policy revisions for the 2026-2027 school year. That meeting was with principals, assistant principals, and other members of faculty and staff at the schools. There were 4 requests that were made. I believe you do have the documents with the request. I will name the request, and then if there are any questions about those requests, I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. So the first policy that is requested is that there's an adjustment to the discipline consequences for the cell phone policy. The cell phone policy was a new policy that we instituted this current year based upon the policy and the law, the state law for Act 313. If you look at the document that I shared with you, there is the list of offenses and the consequences per offense that we currently have in policy. If you look directly underneath that, there's the revision, which would be the offenses, the 3 offenses. So we would be moving from 4 offenses to 3 offenses and the consequences for those 3 offenses. And then after the 3rd offense, we would move to suspension. So that would be the first policy change. Are there any questions about that one? Or would you like any further explanation from my part?
No, I think everyone's moving this way to go for harsher consequences with devices. I mean, we even heard at the conference of moving away from one-to-one devices for kids and going back to more handwritten stuff and tactile work. So I think the consequences upgrade is
Yes, sir.
warranted, you know?
Yes, sir. All right, I'll move on to the next policy. The second policy that the principals discussed and are requesting is that we move from the regular school bags and that we move to clear plastic bags or mesh bags. And the reasoning behind this particular move is we do bag checks in the morning, and we also have our kids go through metal detection in the morning to ensure that our campuses are safe. So for our larger campuses, it's a challenge to be able to search every bag in a timely manner and effectively and efficiently. So that is the request there. Does anybody have any questions about that particular request?
So we are moving to clear bags?
That's the request. At the end of the day, the board will decide and then determine which direction we'll go with that policy.
I just don't think that like the mesh bag has much support to it. And like our seventh and eighth graders got to carry their books with them all day long. And I had mesh bags. I serviced them for when we sold them, when we had it years ago. And I don't think that's a great move.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
I think the same suggestion came up last year. We kind of had a lengthy conversation about it and decided against it last year, just for info, you know.
You know, I would be happy to know if there was some kind of data behind it, like at the school itself, if there was some issues, some kind of reason to bring this back up on a yearly basis. I know we've had this discussion. We've had the discussion about the clear bags. I understand. I believe if somebody wants to bring something, they would put it between books, or they would do something other than, I know the clear bag is a step forward in that direction, but I just don't agree with this, and I would like some data to be brought to us from the schools on incidences, rather than have this come up every single year. Same conversation every single year with the same thing we've talked about over and over. I just feel like it's monotonous at this point.
Yes, ma'am. I can get in contact with the principals and request that information and have that for you before the next school board meeting, if that's the timeline that you would like it in.
That's fine.
But I think at least having a clear bag, it would help expedite the search process. Because, you know, we've all been, several of us have been at schools when it was, the kids come in like that, and with the bags that are not clear, it takes a little longer to do a good, you know, defensive check. So I think the clear plastic bag would enhance the process a little bit and help expedite the matter, get the kids on through.
Yes, sir.
I think as a board, it's our duty to make the kids as safe as we can. And if clear bags, mesh bags are the way to do that, then it is. I realize that kids will hide things no matter, I mean, they're going to find a place if they're really determined to do so. But at least we could say we did our part.
I do agree with that as well. I just would, I know for myself, when I pick up my son's school bag and it weighs 30 pounds to 40 pounds, I don't see where this would be I don't even know how to put it, a thing that I don't think they make the bag strong enough to carry what our students carry on a daily basis.
The biggest challenge is at the high school. I have gone there in the mornings, and I've seen several of you there, and gone through the early morning process of having a take-in and checking the bags and things of that nature. So I do understand the challenge that the principals are bringing forward, but because of the request, I will get back with the principal and get some more information from them, as well as some data for you. And then from there, that'll give you more information so you can make an informed decision on it.
I do thank our administrators for working so hard in the mornings, because I've seen that as well.
All right. If we're good with that policy, I'll move on to the next request. Okay. Number 3, so all of the principals were in agreement on this request, and so they would like to offer the option of adding black pants, shorts, and uniform bottoms across, or to be allowed for students to wear along with the khakis. And that was requested by all principals, not just Assumption High School.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Just as long as, I think the only argument against it was they were like kids wearing jeans or like leggings or things like that. I think that was the only, we talked about it a couple of years ago, and that was one of the only negatives that the principals it was admin and principals that brought up, having to police the jeans, but all you do is turn the kid back around just like anything else. So I'm sure everybody's in agreement.
Any other statements on that?
I'll just say this about dress code. I think at the close of the day, we currently have policies in place. So it's our responsibility to implement what is current. So I think when we look at policy, my first question is always going to be, are we following the policy as written from a leadership standpoint, all the way down to a student standpoint? So it's important before we change policy or we recommend policy, can we find out if the policy that we currently have is actually being implemented as printed, as written? So that's just my only thought when it comes to policy.
Yeah, anything without fidelity, you just, running in circles. So.
The last request was that the skirts and skirts be removed from the dress code completely. Skirts, that's the skirts with shorts built in underneath the skirt portion, with the exception of an allowance for religious reasons or religious purposes. There is a religion that requires young ladies to wear dresses, but usually the dress comes down to the ankle. But as far as for the students, the concern from the principals were policing the kids and the length of the skirts and the skirts. Which once again goes back to what Dr. Bartholomew was mentioning as far as policing what we have in place. But that was the request of the principals.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, that's all that they had in request. And so I will make sure that I do have that data for you, Ms. Hood.
Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. 6, budget. A, approve 2026-2027 Head Start grant. I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Barr, second by Mr. Abear. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. B, receive February 2026 sales and use tax report.
Thank you, Madam President. February 2026 report. We received $1,327,686.57. It is a decrease of $173,655.37, which is a net change of negative 12%. School board received $625,88, a decrease of $87,445.68, which is a net change of a negative 12. 92 bond fund 131, 920.38, which is a decrease of 17,493.88. Again, a net change of negative 12%. Increases were in food, apparel, equipment, service, utilities, miscellaneous, and unclassified. Decrease was in general merchandise, automotive, contractor, and manufacturer.
Thank you, Dr. B. 7, facilities and grounds. A, approve lowest responsive and responsible bid from the 4A Contracting Group, LLC, for the project known as Future Belrose Elementary School Site Security and Building Renovations. Mr. Joseph, I believe.
Good evening.
Okay.
Yes, we received bids for the mentioned project. The recommendation is to accept the lowest responsive and responsible bid by 4A Contracting Group, LLC, along with a change order immediate for the deduct of line item 15 in the bid, which is the LED signage.
Puts them as the lowest responsible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In either case, they would still be the lowest responsive bid.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So moved.
I need a motion.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Washington. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
B, approve change order number 4 for the project known as the Assumption High School Building Repainting. I need a motion. Moved by Ms. Urso and second by Ms. Dugas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A, comments and/or announcements by board members or administration.
I just want to say we learned a lot at our recent conference. I think training sessions, really. So it's always good to go out and learn as much as we can learn, to bring back, to make our system better. So I just wanted to just note that.
Thank you, Dr. Meeks.
Kind of good sessions on AI and what the future of that means, and a couple of nice, inspirational speakers. And the real like surprise was, like I said earlier, moving away, like we've expanded so much in technology to like 1-to-1 per student, all this, and now everyone's talking about kind of rolling that back because they're seeing some adverse effects of it. And it was interesting to see some of the initial studies coming out for technology in there and screens in their face. It's not as good as what they had planned it for it to be. So I'm interested to see how those studies come back and how we react to that. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. I need a motion to adjourn.
I moved. Move it.
Mr. Abear? Second by Mr. Bhutan. All in favor?